Hey guys, Ethan here with just a quick video on the differences between chromosomes, chromatids, and chromatin. So I know can be a little bit confusing, so I just wanted to jump right in and get it out of the way. So let's take a look. So first of all, chromatin. Okay, chromatin is a level of compression for DNA or a level of packaging. Okay, and so this is the 30 nanometer diameter that is the chromatin fiber. Now, what is that? It's when these 11 nanometer nucleosomes kind of coil around together in a spiral and form a fiber. Okay, and just as a reminder, what's in these nucleosomes? Histone proteins. Okay, within this chromatin fiber is H1 histone proteins stabilizing that fiber. Okay, but inside here is H3, H4, H2A, and H2B. Okay, so that's just a quick review of chromatin. Now, chromosomes versus chromatids. Okay, so let me just pull in a picture here. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Why are you showing us a picture of the cell cycle when we want to talk about these things? Well, it's important to know that in humans, right, we have all sorts of different cells. We have skin cells, we have liver cells, we have kidney cells, we have brain cells, we have toenail cells, right? And all of them have to go through the cell cycle at different rates. Why is that? Well, your skin cells, for instance, are always dying. They're always coming in contact with a rough surface, maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason, you're losing skin cells all the time, right? And so they have to constantly be multiplying. They have to constantly be copying themselves in order to survive. Okay, so how does that tie into chromosomes? Well, the fact is that in the G1 phase, okay, in the growth phase, your and my DNA, let's look into the nucleus of a cell. Okay, this is a nucleus. And so humans are diploid, meaning they have two sets of each chromosome. So we have 23 chromosomes. Let's say that we're looking at chromosome number 1. Okay, and this looks like this. Okay, in the G1 phase. That's important. So chromosome number 1 has 2 homologous chromosomes. Okay, what does that mean? Well, 2 homologous chromosomes mean that at the same position, there are going to be 2 different alleles for the same gene. So let's say that on chromosome number 1, in position 4, you have 2 different alleles for hair color. And me, I have an allele for Asian hair. Okay, so let's say A, and I have an allele for brown or blonde hair from my mom. Okay, so let's just call that little a. And so this is dominant and this is recessive. And it's important to point out that this chromosome I got from my dad, this chromosome I got from my mom. In the same position are 2 different alleles for the same gene. Okay, so that's just me existing. Now, here's the thing. I want to copy this cell. I want to copy this skin cell because I have to keep making skin cells. So as I go through this cycle, I'm going to go through the S phase or DNA synthesis. And now what's going to happen in the S phase? Well, what's going to happen is in the S phase is that these 2 things have to get replicated. So what it's gonna end up looking like is, well, actually, you take a shot. I have to copy this DNA What is it going to look like after it's been replicated? You can pause here. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Okay, now I want to ask you a question. How many chromosomes are right here? Okay, there's 2 chromosomes right there. How many chromosomes are right here? I'll give you a second. There are 2 chromosomes here. We're looking at 2 chromosomes, okay? Because these sister chromatids are joined by a centromere, and that makes this a single chromosome, and this is a single chromosome. Okay, so we're going to continue through the cell cycle, and we're going to get to mitosis. Now, what happens in mitosis is that this entire cell needs to split, okay? And so let's just take a look at the nucleus. What happens to the nucleus when it splits? Well, in the anaphase, okay, this is how I remember this. You guys watch Frozen 1? Anna gets separated from her sister. In the anaphase, sister chromatids are separated. Okay, so I'll just make these diagrams simpler for time. Now, these sister chromatids get separated onto opposite poles of the same cell. And so what we get is something that looks like, let's say this. Okay, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. Now, how many chromosomes are here? Okay, here's a tricky question. How many chromosomes are here? There are 2 chromosomes here and 4 chromosomes here. Okay, when sister chromatids are separated, they become their own chromosome. Okay, so these, which were previously sister chromatids, they could not be called a chromosome on their own, is now a chromosome on its own. Okay, so this is a chromosome, this is a chromosome, this is a chromosome, and this is a chromosome. Reminder, how are these related? Well, they were sister chromatids. Okay, and so that is the difference between chromosomes and chromatids. Chromatids are a classification of chromosomes that changes during the cell cycle. So hopefully this clears some things up. I know there's a lot of different concepts that are at play here, but hopefully that's helpful, and hopefully you guys get something from this. So see you guys later, and have a good one.